So in 8th of February, we are expecting Pakistan to have an important election. What is going to happen? Now we have our guest, Javed Rana, joining us from Pakistan. Thank you so much, Javed, for joining us. Let's start by asking the question. So Pakistan is actually expected to have an important election, and we are still talking about Nawaz Sharif coming from London, from his self-exile, and we are also talking about how Imran Khan, despite him being in jail, is a favorite, actually. So what do we expect?
Well, as the situation exists on the ground, the Pakistan's top court, the Supreme Court, allegedly in league with the country's powerful military generals and intelligence officials, they have disfranchised Pakistan's most popular political party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, headed by Imran Khan, who is now in jail on what appears to be flimsy corruption charges. So basically, the kind of the situation that exists on the ground in Pakistan suggests that it is a basically matter of selection, not election, because over the last 1.5 years, we have seen that allegedly the military, through its intelligence network, has used every possible conceivable method to make it sure that the most popular political party is kept out of the election contest. We have seen that their members, their senior members, they were forced to make press conferences, and under compulsive conditions, they announced that they would not stay loyal politically to the former prime minister. So, and then the nomination papers from the candidates of the opposition party, that they were also snatched away. And then there were raids, attacks on the houses of the opposition leaders, and in many cases, even the women were abused. Some of them were undressed. So I think this is unprecedented scale of what appears to be a political oppression. And obviously, the military has been at the heart of allegations that it has been manipulating these general elections. It has created conditions whereby the most popular party would not be able to contest elections. Now there is a kind of what appears to be a funny situation that the court, the top court of Pakistan, the Supreme Court, ruled down a judgment on the basis of an internal constitution of Imran Khan's party, while ignoring the constitution of Pakistan, which represent the overwhelming will of the people of Pakistan. Election is the most fundamental right. The constitution is built up on the basis of the general elections. The Supreme Court has opted to read the internal constitution of a political party, saying that it has violated, it did not hold elections by violating its own regulations. So therefore, it is deprived of having a particular symbol to contest elections. Remember, this is a Pakistan where illiteracy is rampant, it's prevalent, and that is why typical symbols are given to the candidates. So in that context, I think a lot of manipulations are in place, the very purpose of which is to basically deprive the former Prime Minister Imran Khan to win these general elections. But nonetheless, they are still very, very unknowns. This is a social media time, modern age, and we have seen that these candidates could possibly win, despite the fact that they have been now allotted what appears to be, in some cases, disgraceful symbols, just, to make it sure that they do not win the general elections. So in that context, now what is a bigger game plan? Bigger game plan is that basically internally, if you see that the former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, who was in London, he actually appointed an army chief through his brother, and now there are serious allegations going by the media reports suggesting that the country's military chief has been pursuing the political agenda of the former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif to settle his old scores with the jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan. And that is one part of it. But But there's a bigger picture. Imran Khan is not somebody who has a support outside Pakistan. Nawaz Sharif and other political parties like People's Party, their leaders, they are the poster boys of the West. Unlike them, Imran Khan is not the poster boy of the West. He's being perceived by the West that he's uncompromising. He refused to provide military bases to the Americans inside Pakistan to carry out attacks in Afghanistan. And similarly, he wanted to pursue, and he did pursue for a certain period of time, a very independent policy on Ukraine. That is something which has not been liked by the West, particularly by the US, and that it is a combination of many factors, as a result of which we have seen now Imran Khan that he is in jail. But again, the possibility of Imran Khan's candidates as an independent winning the election cannot be ruled out. There is a higher possibility because people will certainly come to know who stands for whom in the election. So let's see how things unfold. But I think now it seems that perhaps military journals and the court together, they have sowed the seed of a bigger unrest in Pakistan, because there is a possibility that these candidates, if they win elections, they may be deprived through stuffing the ballot boxes. That has been track record in the Pakistan. And there is also possibility that even if they win the elections, they may be forced to switch over their loyalties. So I think there could be possible a bigger unrest in Pakistan's northwestern region, where the support for Imran Khan is very high, and where there is already resentment against the military over its so-called war against terror. And let's see how things unfold. But I think there is going to be the worst ever general elections in Pakistan's history, where the pre-poll rigging has already taken place at a scale which was never witnessed in Pakistan's 75 years long history.
So Jawad, I think your information is quite important. So I'm going to ask you two questions, but I'm going to ask them back to back. So because I think they're connected. So I really want to pick your mind on that. This situation with the rigging. First, let me ask about that. So many outlets, so many sources that we have is saying that the elections may actually be rigged right now, right before the elections. The rigging may have happened because we know that the military side is actually supporting Nawaz Sharif, and you added that the support that he has and the other parties has, except Imran Khan, is standing behind that. They have the foreign countries standing behind them. So do you believe that rigging has started as of right now, and how it is going to affect the outcomes? In addition to that, I want to ask you about the Imran Khan as well. You said that it is possible for him to win inside the jail. If it happens, what is going to happen? Because he has so many allegations are going to continue on him. So how Pakistan's inner politics is going to move on from this if a chosen by people prime minister is in jail? What is going to happen if that scenario comes true?
I think the problem is countries' powerful military journals are not understanding that this is not the past century. This is altogether a different scenario now. The social fabric of Pakistan has changed altogether. People talk against the military journals' political activities so openly on the social media and otherwise. And you see, even allegedly, going by the reports in the media, there is a ban in Pakistan's mainstream media that they cannot pronounce the name of Imran Khan. This is the informal ban. The question that you asked, what is the scale of the rigging which has already taken place? Yeah. The political party has been disfranchised. It cannot contest elections. The candidates who are contesting elections, they are contesting in their individual capacity. So, and it is going to be informally people knowing about it with whom they have the associations. But under the law of Pakistan, they can join any political party after winning the election. And this biggest rigging that has already taken place, that the Supreme Court of Pakistan, in league with allegedly with the country's powerful military journals, they have deprived the most popular party from 217 seats, which are reserved for political parties once they win general elections, then these reserved seats are given, allocated to the political parties on the basis of a popular vote. Now, the PTI, the party of Imran Khan, would not be able to gain those seats. So this is the bigger part of the rigging which has already taken place. Allegedly, the Election Commission, the country's powerful military journals, senior intelligence officials, and the former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, they are hands in glove. And they are pursuing a political agenda which suits Americans, which suits Pakistan's arch rival India, and at the cost of which is the public resentment, huge public resentment. I don't expect that the people would vote in large number to former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's party, nor if the army try to conduct some kind of rigging, going by the track record they did in the past, like kidnapping the polling agents, like picking up the ballot boxes and changing the results, invalidating the valid votes of unfavored candidates. You know, these have been the tricks in the past. My understanding is that the information that I'm getting, particularly from Pakistan's northwestern region, that the supporters of Imran Khan are going to be in a large number on the polling stations. So if they try to kidnap them, if they try to remove the political agent from the polling agents, there would be clashes. And people in west of Pakistan are already armed with the weapons. And I think there is a possibility of clashes with the security officials. This is something which certainly does not bode well for the military. My understanding is that the soldiers of Pakistan military, they are laying down their lives and they have been under attack from the terrorists. In that kind of scenario, the military's political manipulation has tarnished the traditional image of Pakistan military. We never ever seen that the military would go to this extent to support a particular political party. But remember, you know, from 2013 onwards, there are changed political dynamics in Pakistan. Whenever there are rigging in the election, they were rigging in the 2013, they were rigging in the 2018s. In 2013s, many analysts say the former Prime Minister Imran Khan was winning the election. He was made to lose. In 2018, Imran Khan was losing the election. He was made to win the elections because of the manipulations. And now the military is trying to repeat the same thing after a couple of weeks. In fact, they have already done it. This has already backfired. It has cost military its image. The intelligence officials have been at the heart of the criticism. There have been scandalous reports about them on how they have blackmailed senior politicians. Their private videos were actually shown to them. They try to disgrace them. Now people make a lot of hue and cry the way the military intelligence, the way the military and its intelligence outfit have been operating. They are involved in a very controversial acts, which are largely being perceived as a gross human rights violations. Now it is the fundamental right of the political party and the people of Pakistan to cast a vote in favor of their own political party. They can't do it. They can't do it. But again, it is going to have a very heavy cost. The military has perfected the art of remotely controlling every institution and every individual, every official in the institutions who matters in decision making. That is why the former Prime Minister Imran Khan is not getting justice from any courts. And most of the allegations are flimsy in nature, apart from one particular case. But again, for the military or any political establishment in Pakistan, for them, it is not a question of who is involved in corruption. It is essentially a question on whether or not he is pursuing the political agenda of the military. Imran Khan, who is in jail, I think he has turned out to be a kind of a politician who has defied the dictates of the military, and that is why he is suffering in jail. This is unprecedented that a political leader in Pakistan would defy a military. Now, since the military is controlling everything behind the scene, by the way, now it is quite visible. It's no longer, they don't have any secrecy. It is quite visible on the streets in Pakistan. It seems now that the other side, there's also other side of the picture, the social fabric of Pakistan, and there is a possibility of a clash with the military officials, with the soldiers who are going to be deployed at the polling station. You know, there is altogether a different situation, and I think the policymakers within the military are not understanding that about the real pulse of Pakistan, and that is why they have been delaying these general elections time and again, just because there is a scare that the Imran Khan could win. And still the fear is that if Imran Khan wins, that he can sack the top military officials, and the military does not want to lose the hold on the political affairs. Legally and constitutionally speaking, it is absolutely illegal, absolutely unconstitutional, legally unthinkable that the military would involve itself in political affairs. But in Pakistan's history, most of the time, they had a direct rule, and whenever they were not in power, they have been operating behind the scene. And that is now being challenged by many political leaders, even Nawaz Sharif, when he was opposition leaders. He even, they endorsed very negative slogans against the military, even slogans about the involvement of military in terrorism. These are the very serious allegations which may not have any credibility on the ground, but the fact of the matter is that Nawaz Sharif criticized military and forced it to have a kind of a situation where Nawaz Sharif's opponent can be politically dismantled. Military has struggled hard to dismantle Imran Khan, but the net result is that he's being perceived as a victim, and that is why he and his political party has turned out to be the most popular, and that is a still big challenge for the military. They have not been able to cope with, and I really doubt that they would be able to cope with.
Javed, thank you so much for the information. I think it is quite important to highlight that the February 8 elections that is going to happen in Pakistan might have a conflict, as you mentioned. The outline that you draw is quite important, and we will be having you join us about this for further times also. Thank you so much.
The growing tide of anti-Israel sentiments. What you see behind me is just tip of the iceberg of what is happening in the country. More than half of $52 billion black CIA budget is spent on espionage network in Pakistan. How would you handle it?
The US has looked upon Pakistan as an ally at one point, and then as an enemy at the same time.
That is going to be the first legal reason on the basis of which he is going to be instantly ousted by the Supreme Court of Pakistan.
Joining us live, Javed Rana, who's an expert on politics and geostrategic issues.
In the world politics, which is not being driven by any moral principle, it is being driven by the hard geostrategic realities. In a broader picture, more countries would aspire to have nuclear weapons.